Welcome to ACD Combatives, your combatives and control tactics channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hey guys, Coach Kurt. So I just recently did the Mossberg 500 best shotgun for lefties video, or of course that was my opinion. And when I was showing the manipulation of the weapon and how lefties tend to shoot, I used my 19X for demonstration purposes, and as you can see, it's clear and safe. No ammunition in the room or the magazines. And I got a comment / request. Well, show me the custom stuff you did to your 19X. So if you're unfamiliar with a 19X, it is the weapon platform, the pistol platform that Glock submitted to the Army when they were going away from the Beretta M9, the 92 FS for you guys that don't know what the M9 is. They were trying to upgrade, and they put a bid out for all these different companies and so forth. And SIG ended up winning the contract because they were just able to completely underbid Glock, and I'm not sure how they did that, but the Glock, in my opinion, is a superior weapon. I love SIGs. I have a P365. I'll do a video on that too if anybody requests for like off-duty / bug gun or something. But the 19X is basically, you have the Gen 4 Glocks, and I have a Gen 4 Glock 19. You've all seen a billion of those. It's the most popular. It's the Toyota Corolla of the pistol world. It's the most popular gun in the world, probably. And as you know, and I'll cut in some pictures, the 19X is a coyote brown. The slide is originally kind of a goldish brown color. I didn't like it. It comes with night sights, but they're average run-of-the-mill, okay night sights. And it takes, for lack of any other explanation, the Gen 4, Gen 3, anything before Gen 4 magazine. And here's a Gen 5 to show you. And the important aspect, there's other aspects of the magazine's slight differences that you need to be aware of, but they're really not important for in this big scheme of the world we live in. What is important is this lip. And I will cut in another picture of the Glock 19X and the lip. And because of that lip, it would not take Gen 5 mags. And I hated that. Loved the 19X, and remember the 19X came out before the Glock 45. 45 is the number nomenclature of the weapon. It's a 9mm. For all for easy explanation, the 45 is a Glock 19 slide on a Glock 17 frame. Because the 19X is so popular, they decided to come out with a all-black, law enforcement variant. It's super popular with civilians, but if you're familiar with riding in a patrol car all day with a weapon, it doesn't affect me. I have a Glock 17 for my duty weapon. Some people have issues with it digging into the seat, blah, blah, blah. The shorter slide makes it a little easier to ride around all day. Again, not an issue I ran into, but some people have that issue. So, one of the reasons why it's so popular with civilians is because, well, it's got the... At first I was like, why? There's no point. I'm not going to get one. And then I shot a friend's, or maybe it was a rental. I can't remember. And I was like, oh, it just... The way it handles with the shorter 19 slide with the full purchase of the 17 frame just was amazing. And again, it had this little nub and lip here, which would prevent you from taking the slide, or I'm sorry, the Glock Gen 5, I can't think today, guys, I'm sorry, the Glock Gen 5 magazines. And that was, in my opinion, the only real downfall of the weapon. So it's best of both worlds, but it's kind of like a 4.5. It doesn't have all the features of a Glock Gen 5. And then they came out with the Glock 45, which has all the features, and everybody loves them. It has other things like front serrations and everything, but it's neither here or there. I didn't have a Glock 45, and I didn't see the point of going out and buying one when I had a 19X. And then I was in my local gun shop, and they had some of their own personal weapons up on the wall, and one guy had a 19X. He's former military operator, if I remember right, and he's a competition shooter, and he was using his 19X, and he had done pretty much what I did. Now, guys, when I modify my weapons, I generally speaking don't touch. I like to keep a stock trigger. All I really did is I added night sights, better night sights. This is the Big X, Big Dot front sight. And guys, I love these sights. It's because, you know, I'm 51, my eyes are aging. I have my dominant eye where I had an eye injury / surgery. I love this big sight. It's like the poor man's red dot for a pistol. It just jumps out at you. But and then I had this slide Cerakoted like an old school, old army olive drab, not like a modern olive drab, but you know, like World War II olive drab color, because I didn't like the slide, that goldish brown slide. And I just love how it's two-tone like that. And then all I did was put the Terran Tactical grip tape on it, so it's kind of like 3 colors going on here. You know, your OD green, your coyote brown, and the black from the grip tape, and of course the Surefire X300 Ultra. This is the same flashlight I use on my duty weapon, so that's why I like it. I don't like messing around with different stuff. I like it all to feel and act the same when I'm under stress. But the big modification is I took my Dremel tool and I drumbled off and flattened out the bottom half. Now it took a little bit of grinding and drumming the whole bottom surface. Now remember, the bottom slide, even though it doesn't have the finger grooves that you would have on the Gen 4, it's pretty much shaped and feels, especially down here, like the Gen 4. So I took a Glock 19. This is what they did at the gun shop. I'm not intelligent enough to figure this out on my own. Took a Glock 19 Magwell adapter and fitted it and tapped it and screwed it in, so it's super secure. It has the little wider lips, but it now takes Gen 5 mags. Not a problem. And I can reach in here and pull them loose. There's still room. Gen 4 mag, can still reach in there and pull them out. So it takes all Glock magazines. So basically what I did is modified this and turned this into a variant of the Glock 45 before Glock 45s were a thing. And now that I have this, I'm not going to go out and buy it. Well, I probably will someday. Don't tell the wife. I'll probably buy a Glock 45 because it's, in my opinion, anyone that has the Glock 45 and the Glock 19 a close second is probably the best duty pistol. You know, people argue, oh, the Glock 17 or the tactical practical long slide, the Glock 34 and Glock 35s are the best duty pistols. But just the way, if you haven't gone down the rabbit hole with the 19X or the 45, the reason they are just so awesome, other than if you're in law enforcement or you carry a gun all day, like if you're an operator of some sort in the military or you're private security, or the shorter slide barrel helps with carrying it on your side all day sitting in the vehicle. Again, I never had that problem, so I can't testify to that being good or bad. But what I can tell you is the balance of shooting this weapon. You know, Glocks are easy to shoot anyway. As long as your fundamentals are good, your Glock, you could be a good shooter with good fundamentals, and somehow the Glock makes you a better shooter. That's my experience, guys. I know I drink the Kool-Aid of Glock, and I'm not going to deny it. I'm a huge Glock fan. I own a SIG P365, but I ended up going to the Glock 43 with Shield Arms magazines. I also have a 43X. I'll do separate videos. But long story short, the big difference between what I've done here and your standard 19X is that damn dimple thing that they did. Now it takes all Glock mags. I think that covers everything I did to it. Again, I kept all the internals stock. Basically, the stock trigger is pretty sweet. It's very similar to your standard Gen 5 mag. Anyway, like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Hopefully I covered everything. Light me up in the comments if I missed something that you were going to ask. But yeah, that's it, boys and girls. Like, subscribe, and share. Take care. Stay safe.
Let's roll. Hey, let's be careful.